Do you have the link to my stream?
No, I don't. Uh, and every time, not every time, it seems like almost every time I hit, or I transition to go live, it always fakes me out like the reactive is going to just make me disappear. Fortunately,
Huh.
it didn't stick. Um, but we are live.
Okay.
Uh,
Let me start mine. Sorry. Okay.
no worries.
Hello.
All right. Uh, how's it going, everybody? My name is Asbiel. I'm the guildmaster of the Guild of Legends, and I'm here with special guest Meido for more WoW Classic Season of Mastery. We were off last week for some holidays and such, but we're back looking to uh, breeze right through level 20 and hopefully start getting into some new zones here pretty soon.
Looks like we'll be starting Ashenvale today. We have to get to Astranar and pick up the flight path. Why does that? Is it just me, or does that sound like a Draenei word?
If it was a Draenei word, it'd have like 14 vowels in a row.
It's got two A's in a row.
No. Oh, and at the last part of it, it does. Huh.
Okay.
Didn't know that.
I don't remember where to go to get to the flight path here. It's over
Uh,
near you, isn't it?
yep. I'm right at the teleporter.
Oh man. I don't know how to get across the river without falling into it. I'll just fall into it.
So once we fly over, we're gonna be in Aberdeen. That's about half, in the middle of Darkshore, and we're gonna be going a long trek south to reach Ashenvale. And then even as we get there, it's gonna be a bit of a walk before we actually get to Astronar. I'm pretty sure.
Did we do a spell pickup when we were in town last after the episode?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a paladin trainer here, so I'm almost certainly have not.
Okay. So you and me should probably get over to the human area before long.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember when the last time we were back there was, but it was probably a little bit.
Uh, is it 20 you get to go get your mount? Or was that just warlocks?
No, that's level 40. You don't get a mount until
I
level 40.
I thought that the warlocks and paladins got it early.
Nope. They just get it for free.
Hmm. I could have sworn Zed got it at 30 or 20.
If it is early at all, it's definitely not by that much. Maybe be a couple levels, but even then, I think it's just you just get it at level 40.
So off to Aberdeen. We still have some Dark Shore ones. The Master's Glaive, Talisman of the Corrupted, and then some stuff that we completed but never turned in.
Yeah, I think we finished up some quests, and then I think we used a Hearthstone to get back to the city or something, probably.
Wait, this is saying that we completed the Tower of Astronauts, or Althalax, and the Lost Master, but then on my quest list, it's saying the Tower of Althalax is not completed.
Yeah, it's just a turn in, so
Ah,
there's no actual objective to it.
okay. Let's see. Map. Um,
Yeah, it looks like level 40 to get the warhorse.
okay, Astronaut is to the south, and I think the quest is to the north. Do you want to hit that up real quick and then run down?
Say it again.
It looks like the tower quest might be up to the north just a little bit. Do you want to hit that on the way south or just run straight south?
How far is a little bit?
Let's see. So there's one right near us, the Lost Master, and then basically at the end of where we explored is Tower of Athalax, right at the end of the road there where we explored.
Uh, I mean, at
Oh
that point,
boy.
we're running almost halfway through the zone, just to, I don't know, turn it in and then maybe run back. Unless we want to be level 20 before we go to
Yeah.
Ashenvale.
Yeah, it does recommend level 20. Let's hit up these two quests then, since they are done and we are right near one of them, and then sorta near the other one. As long as it doesn't lead to a big long chain, the extra experience seems like a good idea. And I just got informed by a friend of mine that I apparently forgot to switch my scenes. So I've been sitting on the getting ready scene this whole time. So if we have a wild Deku in the chat, thank you very much.
I am going to follow you. Go ahead and start going. I was just looking up something about the. I was looking up the paladin mount stuff real quick. Yeah, it looks like paladins and warlocks both need to be level 40, and then they need to do uh a quest.
Okay.
Which
Okay, so it's in this building?
this is saying that there are optional quests, and then uh there's just like a quick like turn in quest to actually get it. But I thought it was like an involved thing where you need to get special materials and stuff. I wonder if they changed that with the classic for some reason. Made it like the easier version that came later. Oh, nope,
Okay,
looks
Lost
like
Master will be on the way.
okay, so it looks like the epic mount is the one I was thinking of that requires all the materials and stuff.
Ah.
But apparently the basic mount doesn't.
Ah.
So that's where the mix up was there.
It's 40 for basic mount, 60 for epic, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and apparently in Season of Mastery, specifically, the epic mount is only available in Phase 2 because they need Dire Maul to be able to do it.
But you can buy epic mount in the meantime, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And buy the training. Was it the mount or the training that ate so much of your wallet? I can't remember.
I think it's the training.
Yeah. To clarify, we are not playing modern World of Warcraft. We are playing a classic World of Warcraft in the Season of Mastery. So this is Warcraft as it was intended to be played, as some people will say. There are some definite quality of life improvements that came along later. But at the same time, there's definitely something to be said about some of the social aspects if you hear Az talk.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I appreciate the leveling pace of current expansion Warcraft, Shadowlands and such. Basically everything post Cataclysm got a little bit faster, and I think it's gradually gotten faster like every expansion to some degree, one way or another anyway. But I do appreciate that faster leveling pace because it feels
Oddly
like I
enough,
can reasonably invest in alt characters and stuff like that.
Oddly enough, I didn't feel like the pacing increased all that much between my priest in Burning Crusade and then the alts that I did during Kata and stuff. but that a large part of that is my priest. As soon as she was level 15, I was in what's that dungeon in the Borderlands with the sleeping guy?
Wailing Caverns.
Wailing Caverns. Yeah, I was in there, and we lost our healer for some reason. He's like, I'm out, and so the two bears turned to me and they're like, Hey, we'll tank since we lost the tank, and you heal, and one of us will help you heal if you start to get into trouble. We know that you're new at this. We know that you're a DPS, but hey, how about you try it? And I ended up healing, and I ended up falling in love with healing, and then me and this group just kept fucking hammering out dungeon after dungeon, and within the day we were basically level capped.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dungeon XP is a huge world different than questing XP.
and that's an interesting thing too, because I feel like at a certain point it evened out, where like it didn't matter which way you went, it's gonna be about the same pace regardless. But so I completely stopped doing dungeon leveling because it just got to be so boring. Um, but
And here I
even
am on my level cap mage. I used to run um RFC just for fun, just a 5 minute zip through and I'm done.
um, but uh I am gonna follow up on what I started saying about the leveling pace originally, but I did want to say, um, until Shadowlands, even world leveling felt started feeling like it was getting to be a slog every time anyway. Because I make a lot of alt characters in MMOs because I want to try out the different classes, I want to try out the different races, I want a little bit of everything.
That's
But when
actually
you're
what turned me
forced,
off about Final Fantasy was I'm the same. I love making alts. As anyone who knows me on VR chat, I make character after character after character. That's what I do. And that's loud. And with Final Fantasy, everyone, I'm like, hey, I want to make this alt, and everyone's like, no, don't make alts. You don't have to make alts in Final Fantasy. Just use the same character. It's like, no, I want to experience an alt. I want it to be a different person.
Mhm.
And
um,
that it wasn't so much the mechanics; it was the community kind of turned me off of the game.
yeah, but yeah, going through the same leveling path. Like with Legion, it was one thing because if you were leveling through Legion, you'd do maybe uh you would probably do most of the zones, but not necessarily all of them. So if there was any one you didn't like, then you didn't have to do it. Or you could, kind of mix it up by doing that one instead of a different one on different characters. But now with Shadowlands, you can do time. Was it time walking? No, that's when they do like the dungeons and stuff. But you could do this new mechanic that they introduced with Shadowlands, where you can scale your character to any expansion, or rather, scale the expansions to your character, and go through the entire or the bulk of an entire expansion. Like, um, I not too long ago, maybe a couple months ago, I did a character through the Horde side of um, Warlords of Draenor, because it's been a while since I've done any of that content, and I kind of liked it. And I was playing as a Maghar orc, so it felt right to be where all the Maghar orcs are. And I got through over half of the zones, I think, before I hit level 50 and had to move on. Um, so it really does make a world of difference in feeling like I can just go through and do whatever I want to do. I don't have to go through the same content over and over and over like you used to have to do.
Um, okay, no, it's not group loot. Duh, we killed two people there.
Yep. But
I was like, huh, did we get group loot there or something?
uh kind of going back to what I was saying initially. I'm gonna try to remember what my point was now that we've started doing stuff. I'm don't fully remember what I was talking about. Had to do with the leveling pace. Oh right.
Yeah,
Uh
dungeon versus world, if I remember right.
that's what we got to, but initially I was saying I like the I like the current leveling pace of the current expansions because it's pretty quick, and because of that, you can play as alt characters. You can get through it really quickly, and that's kind of nice if you like playing a lot of alt characters. But compared to WoW Classic, where we've done several streams. This is 5 or 6. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it's 5.
6, I think. Because I think that
Um,
I've gone 2 without updating my number because I'm lazy.
but we've done that many 3-hour streams roughly, and we're level 19 currently. But every time we level up, there is a feeling of attaining something. There is a feeling of progression as we're going along that you don't really get in the current expansion, which might change with the next expansion because you might still level fast. I don't imagine they're going to change the leveling pace too much, but they're kind of going back to an older style to a certain degree of
What's your
of
count look like?
progression. I have 1 of 4.
1 of 4.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll drink up and we'll kill some more.
But yeah, they're going back to an older style, like obviously a current take on an older style of talent progression. So the idea being that every level you do get a talent point and you get to make a decision for your character, and there's some sense that you are going somewhere instead of multiple levels passing and it feels like nothing has changed.
That reminds me, I have 4 points to spend.
Yeah, I just looked at mine and I've got 3 unspent still.
You and me play this a little too modern, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I've noticed that we'll run in when we shouldn't because we're just a little too acclimated to the more recent games.
Yeah. And with like the talents and stuff, the current way talents work is every 15 levels or something. Maybe
I thought that it's like 10 for the first like 60.
Well, I mean the level cap is 60 now, but it's like
Oh, that's right, they crunched the levels too.
I think it's like level 15 and then maybe it's like it switches between 5 and 10 levels because I think there's like 6 to 8 tiers of talents that you get. I would have to look at it to be sure, but
See, I don't get if it's under 500. I don't get the need to crunch the levels personally. Crunching the stats, I kind of get, even though it like makes things a lot less impressive when you level up. But like crunching the levels seems completely pointless when it's so low.
well, I mean, cutting it in half, going from 120 down to 60, I feel like was a pretty good move from a the player perspective.
Are you getting any of these?
No, I'm not getting. I mean, there is loot that I'm getting, but I'm not getting the loot that I need. But yeah,
How did I get them all right away?
It certainly feels better leveling 1 to 60 instead of 1 to 120, even though mechanically it basically works the same, right?
Oh, there we go. I got your chat working. Your chat wasn't working for me for a while.
Huh.
Hopefully, I didn't miss any messages.
There hasn't been anything going on yet. But yeah.
Oh, that's another thing that's worth saying. Anyone who might be watching my stream and is curious about a more classic look to the UI and more classic control scheme can definitely check out Az's stream. That's just twitch.tv/Azbiel, right?
Yep, just
And
Azbiel.
anyone watching his stream who wants to check out heavily modified with a majorly altered control scheme, we'll say, could definitely pop into mine, and that is twitch.tv/ I think it's Meido Shinshi, all one word. Yeah, Meido Shinshi, all one word, capital M, capital S. Are you still on one?
Hold on.
Dude,
yeah,
you
I'm
got a
still
leather
on one.
bag.
Yeah, I just got a 2-slot upgrade on my bag.
You kind of suck. So as soon
But
as
yeah,
it drops, I'm getting the wool bags.
uh, it
You gotta wait till I'm full.
right. Um, it definitely feels better from the player perspective, and I think it is all working towards the end in the long run of it feeling more like levels matter, because as they are, there is nothing accomplished from leveling up.
Agreed.
Uh,
That guy won't have anything for us.
no,
Oh,
but
well, we have to fight him anyway.
yeah, like you know, if you level up from 22 to 23 when 120 is the cap, there's maybe like an invisible stat increase, that you get, because by that point, they already did a stat crunch. So, you know, you'd be at a point where even at level cap, 1 or 2 points is still a big upgrade. So if your level cap is 120 and you get any kind of stat increase, it's probably like a fraction of a point. Uh, so like there's no point to having that many individual levels, especially when you're going, something like, I don't know, 15 to 20 levels between getting talent points. It was just kind of a mess. And with as it is now, there's still the kind of feeling of individual levels don't mean very much, but I don't think anything we need is that way. But they are kind of working towards that end, especially with the new expansion that's coming out. It's supposed to kind of remedy that even further.
Yeah. Oh. Of course, we can't do.
This isn't good.
climb
This is
jump
bad. This
here.
is very bad. Run away.
Oh, shoot. Oh boy, that's a boss character. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is here, but shoot, I'm gonna run to somewhere. I don't even know.
Hopefully, we can get far enough away that they stop pulling on me, and if you die, it's far enough away that I can res you. Oh wait, did I never pick up the res? I don't think I ever picked up the res. Shield. Okay, there we go.
All right, well, I need some mana because I have burned everything that I had. I hit my land hands there at the end, which that's not that costly of a spell in modern Warcraft, but still a big deal in Classic.
I thought, doesn't it like auto empty you?
Mm-hmm.
Which that's the same thing it does in D&D, right?
In D&D, you get a pool of points based on your level. It's like 5 times your level, and you can just choose how many of those points you want to use. So a lot of people, if they want to kind of play into the cheese that 5e by default allows, they'll wait till someone goes down and then just give them 1 point and have this pool of, I don't know, at level 5, 25 points of just, 25 quick res. Yeah.
That's very easily abusable lay on hands.
That's why I tend to give exhaustion on being brought up from 0. If your paladin, which you don't always have a paladin, right? But if your paladin has just a free pool of 25 instant res abilities, then
well, it's not insta res, right? You have to do it before they actually go down.
Before they're dead, yeah, but bringing them up from 0.
So I assume you're up to 2, right?
I'm up to 3 now.
Oh, awesome. So we just need that one more.
In the sort of alternate take on D&D that I've been using quite a bit lately, called Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. That's all of them. Which is like a third-party thing. It's not made by Wizards of the Coast. It's not officially related to 5e at all. It's just a resource people made based on the SRD and stuff like that. They split up exhaustion into 2 different things. One of which is kind of mind based, and one is physical based.
So like exhaustion and fatigue.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what their word for the mind one is, but yeah, that's basically how it works. And they have it to where if you go down and get brought up from 0, you automatically take a point of fatigue. And I think if your allies see you go down, they take a point of the mental one.
I would assume fatigue would be the mental one.
It's fatigue and something that I would have to look up. But fatigue is like the physical one.
Because IRL fatigue oftentimes refers to your mental fortitude.
I mean, you could throw the word muscle in front of it, and then it's very clearly a physical thing. Just
but you have to add the qualifiers to make it physical.
I think if you don't have the qualifiers, then it's an ambiguous thing. I hear fatigue. I don't think mental.
Got a lot of fatigue. People usually picture you like nodding off at your desk, or at least I do.
Well,
maybe I'm weird.
If I'm imagining someone being fatigued and nodding off at their desk, I'm thinking that's a physical thing. They're literally physically worn out. They, whatever the case might be, their body just doesn't have the energy to keep going. That's how I would view that particular situation.
Nodding off isn't physical though. Physical is when you've been working out and your muscles all just don't want to move anymore. That's physical exhaustion. Mental exhaustion is the nodding off, that I can't continue.
That's the
brain triggering that.
That'll a lot of the time being tied into my body just doesn't have any energy left in it though. So
maybe once again, maybe I'm weird. I've never actually gotten tired from physical exhaustion. I've gotten tired from mental exhaustion pretty much every time. And I mean, one can lead into the other. I might have done 1,000 fucking pull-ups that day, laid down on my bed because I just couldn't move a single muscle anymore, and then my brain started to fatigue as a result of laying there for too long.
Strife is the other one. So fatigue is the physical, strife is the mental. And I mean, just that change of having these 2 aspects of it, I think are pretty great. But also the fact that they make it a part of the rules. It's not something that, they easily in one move remove the cheese of maneuvers like that by adding in this little line where if you get brought up from 0, you get a point of fatigue.
I'd almost put like an extra point of fatigue on the paladin constantly having to like resuscitate the person.
That, I mean, that would be a weird one to regulate though, because then they could very well be saying, I have 25 points, I'm going to put them all in this person. Would fatiguing them be based on the amount of points spent or the amount of times during the ability?
I would base it on the fact that they had to reach into the afterlife and pull the person back type idea.
Well, that's not even what you're doing though. You're just putting a little bit of healing. You're not bringing them back from death. You're bringing them from, you know,
bringing
unconsciousness.
someone from that almost dead state to back on the battlefield. That's what I mean when I say reaching into the
Yeah.
afterlife.
But
Which in many campaign settings, that actually is where you're at. You are transitioning into the afterlife once you've lost consciousness. I don't know if that. I don't think that's how it is in Faerun, but in a lot of campaign settings, that is, and they actually do have that kind of mental fatigue of reaching into the afterlife for that reason.
the
I
only
shouldn't say
one I can
campaign
think
settings,
of,
fictional settings, I should say.
yeah, the only thing I can think
And a
of
lot of
is
books I've read.
in regards to D&D, there's this setting called Journey to Ragnarok that I quite like. It's this Norse themed one, and as soon as you're dead, I think there is like a minute that you have. So it doesn't matter what spell you use, how much or how high of a level of spell it is, or anything like that. If a minute has passed, they've been judged and carried into the afterlife, one way or the other.
Oh, this actually reminds me. So, hello. I'm actually getting ready to do a campaign of my own. And like you, I'm going to be using a engine, which is typically paired with a campaign setting, and so a lot of its terminology and mechanics are built around that campaign setting, but they don't quite fit the campaign setting I'm actually going to be using. Like with you, I assume. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm going to need down the road some advice on how to handle it when, for instance, okay, you know World of Darkness to a degree, right? You've played some Vampire the Masquerade with me and read some of the books, right?
A little bit, yeah. I've dabbled.
Okay, so you know, like you're playing the game intends for there to be these 13 factions, the vampire familias, and each one grants different powers and personality quirks to the vampires and stuff like that. Like the Toreadors tend to be like a little, for some reason, they all like become Hispanicish, I guess, but also a little like rebellious. Then the I can't remember their names now. Malkavian.
Mm-hmm.
They go a little insane and a little slutty too, oftentimes. And like, I don't mind characters having these traits, but literally all the characters are going to be from one familia, which yes, it has a common master power, but at the same time, I want each character to be able to express their own quirks. So I really don't like that mechanical familia that World of Darkness has. So how would you handle that?
And that's something I always thought was interesting because I guess the idea generally in that kind of a situation is, or in that system, the idea is maybe you're not typically expected to have that circumstance, right? Or else you do and you just deal with it. But I
That's
feel
the
like
weird
the
thing.
ideal situation is you're probably expected to be from these different houses, and for some reason you're working together, even though that's
That
not
to
the
me
way it
barely
usually
even
goes
makes sense
necessarily.
because most familias keep to their own and solve their problems
Right.
internally, unless it's a problem so big that like the Senate needs to step in, or in the case of VTM, the Masquerade.
Yeah. Yeah. That was actually something I always thought was weird because that seems like that's how the game has always been presented to me. Is that, there's these different factions and largely they don't hang out, right? Um
Okay,
but
so what are we
then
doing here? Going into
uh
a cave, it looks like.
well, there is a cave right ahead.
Let's check the quest book real quick just to be sure. Lost Master. Wait, Tower of Althrax. Deliver Ashenvale. Okay, so that's where we're going to be going later. Find
Mhm.
Volcor in Darkshore and give him the enchanted Moonstalker cloak. So we're looking for a guy named Volcor. I'm going to create a target macro real quick.
Sounds good. um but yeah, it seems like what would make more sense is that the houses or families or whatever circumstance, depending on what which system and stuff you're using and all that, it seems like they're kind of the stand-in for your heritage or race or ancestry or whatever term other systems might use. Kind of the equivalent to you being a human or an elf or an orc or whatever. But in the setting, it doesn't make sense for these different factions to work together usually. But then if you don't, you're immediately locking in your party to a much more restricted style and potentially skill set even, uh, because that ultimately is going to be a big part of your character regardless.
Oh, I see the yellow star. Okay. I was having trouble figuring out where it was.
Mm.
Because we've got him marked now.
Oh, he's a caster.
So you'd say that even though everyone's all in the same familia, let them roll their own families, basically?
Yeah, I feel like that would be kind of the best way to do it, because otherwise, yeah, you're going to be very restricted in the capabilities of your party as a whole. And that, not only is it going to be, kind of boring, but it's also... I didn't have my threat thing on. Not only is it going to be kind of boring, but it's also going to limit how you can approach situations, right?
Yeah.
Because in that kind of a system, that is one of the biggest decisions you can make for your character that will affect you for the entire duration of a campaign. Whereas, like, by comparison, if I choose to play a human or an elf or an orc in D&D or Pathfinder or whatever other fantasy setting, it's going to be, ultimately, mechanically speaking, a pretty small decision. Whereas the class is the big decision in those kinds of systems.
I would go with D&D simply because I'm more familiar with it, but it seems like I'd have to reconfigure so much of it to make it work with the campaign setting.
How may I help?
Oh, I have to wait for him to talk.
Oh, is this an escort?
No, I think he's just running off on his own.
So we have to wait for him to come back for you?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, yeah, if you were to take something like D&D or I guess D&D being the example or the one that you mentioned, trying to make it fit the style of a system that doesn't play like D&D would be potentially a lot of work, and especially for a setting that has a very particular way that things work in the world. A lot of the magic and stuff you have in D&D and stuff probably
Won't
just
work for
wouldn't
a
fit.
more contemporary vampiric setting, for instance. There are mages in the setting that I'm using, but they're not the focus. The vampires are definitely going to be the focus.
Yeah. So yeah, it's one of the situations. Hopefully, it doesn't take too long. It's one of those situations where, like,
There we are.
normally I am of the mind that D&D is such a light system that you can make it do basically anything you want to make it do. Okay, he had 2 quests, and
He only let me pick one.
Okay, weird.
So I assume you got the escape with stealth from him too, right?
Yeah,
and that's clear up at the top.
Huh.
We'll get that next time we're in the area.
But yeah, I'm usually of the mind that D&D is such a light system that you can make it do whatever you want it to do, and it's not hard to figure out how to do it, right? Like, if you took the time to look over stuff, spells and things like that, and just cut out the stuff that didn't fit, and work with
like
players in advance.
Several different styles of guns and stuff for like a modern contemporary weapon setting.
I actually know I have a resource that I would use specifically for that, which is a little funky because it also kind of plays into an older D&D style of progression where upgrading your weapons to new weapons that have different stats instead of...
That matters? You've got a system that makes that matter?
Yeah. It's
cool.
it's his third-party thing. It's called Ultra Modern. I found it
Ah.
years ago.
Like I used to have 4.0 Ultra Modern and 3.0 Ultra Modern too.
Yeah, I've seen. I actually saw Ultra Modern 4. They've
I didn't know
got
that
it
they made a
on.
5.0 Ultra Modern. I thought that the people behind Ultra Modern said they weren't going to since it was such a dumbed down system and they didn't like it.
I don't know. I guess maybe they changed their mind when they saw how popular 5e was getting, and it just seemed like it wouldn't be worth it not to. I don't know.
Possibly.
But yeah, Ultramarine 5, it's got that they maintain some of the more old school feeling levels of progression and stuff, like through, you know, your light pistol eventually you might want to upgrade it to something else because it's just going to be better and it's still within the tech level that you have access to in your campaign.
Would the system allow you to, like, I don't know, upgrade the barrel, but it's still, because I mean you got a Beretta and you get a better barrel for the Beretta that increases the
uh
accuracy, but it's still all overall the same barrel.
in a way you could do that. They actually did they did Ultra Modern Redux, also Ultra Modern 5, where they expanded on their original Ultra Modern 5 system and added some new things like rules for a looter shooter style campaign where you could get randomly generated guns like you would play Borderlands, and you would have these kind of randomly modified variants of weapons. That's kind of how it works in Ultramodern. Obviously, in Borderlands, they're composed of these different parts and all that stuff. It kind of works similarly, right? You have like manufacturers that give certain stats to a weapon and different components that will tie into what the overall weapon ends up being. So if you got Ultramodern Redux, you could use aspects of that and say, oh, you can get this part and you can throw that onto your weapon, and that would probably work out just fine. As just like an alternate way of giving loot to players.
Because that's one thing that's always bugged me about just about every RPG system. Either you're locked into everyone has the same weapon practically the whole game, or else someone has this sword that because of their character arc they love, and it's the sword that was handed down by their father. Oh, hey, there's a shiny new sword.
Yeah. That's actually why in like D&D 5e a lot of the time I will have the option to transfer magical benefits to another appropriately fitting weapon, right? Like they're not necessarily going to get like an oath
They can
bow that
transfer the
provides all these
soul of
benefits
the
for a
sword they just
bow.
looted into their father's sword type thing.
Yeah. So if you find this, shiny new +1 sword and you've been running around with your heirloom mundane sword, you can transfer that +1 into your heirloom sword, and you still get that lore, you still get that backstory, but you get the benefits as well, mechanically. I think Ultramodern also does have parts for weapons. Like I think you can get scopes that provide basically add a new property to the weapon. So like you can turn a non-sniper weapon into a sniper weapon by giving it a scope and stuff like that, I think. I would have to look at it again, but because it's been a while since I've looked at Ultramodern, but yeah, one nice thing about Ultramodern is all of the classes and everything are based on a setting where magic isn't inherently there. So all of the classes by default are mundane classes, but they've also included they have a book called Apex, which adds superpowers. They have in Ultramodern Redux, they've added
Apex
a magic
got
system.
modified over too.
Apex is for 5th edition. Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was I thought there was a 4th edition Apex that I had read before.
There might have been. I've only seen the 5th edition one, but
Here's the other thing that concerned me about running 5e. I'm hanging out with some nerds, but some of these people might be just complete normies. To be perfectly honest, it's people I met in VR chat. They might be normies for all I know. So, is there any way that like 5e could be played as a D6 game? Since
uh
most people have D6s, but not everyone's got, nerd dice.
I don't know what you would do in that situation. Honestly, the main hurdle I feel like is like obviously if you look at these D6 systems, a lot of them are made to be super accessible, super easy to figure out and stuff, and that's a huge benefit and that's great. Obviously D&D isn't that, but it's still a pretty easy system to learn. You're well aware. You know what it is compared to older systems and stuff. But
Actually, I suppose that the dice wouldn't really matter if I could just make a world where we can roll dice in the world.
um but yeah, at that point, it honestly, if you specifically wanted to do like an ultralight D6 system, I don't know that there would be a good way to transition D&D, which uses the full range, the full 7 set range
full
into a
standard
D6. Yeah.
Doesn't use proper D100s, doesn't use D120s. What are some of the other weird dice again?
I don't know. The only other one I've seen is a D24, which I got with my Journey to Ragnarok because there were 24 runes that they needed to have. If you don't have your own runes, having a die is an easy alternative. But yeah, that is why I did say, or I did throw in the normal range of 7 dice. But yeah, because D&D does use all of these different dice, I don't think that there would be a good way to make it use exclusively D6s.
Okay, that wasn't a smart idea.
What's that?
I didn't expect it to freeze this long. For S&G, because of my new video card, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna max out all the advanced graphics.
You might still be getting some limitations on those advanced graphics from CPU stuff and all that.
Oh, that's fair. But I won't know until it's done applying.
Yeah.
Am I still following you, or did I stop?
No, you stopped. You're right at the finish line. You've kind of stumbled here.
Place?
But yeah,
I don't know. Did I crash my game?
Oh, I see you moving. Oh, you just moved.
Oh, really? You can see me moving? I can't see anything changing. I can control the game, but can't do anything.
Incredible. Yeah, you're kind of teleporting around, so there's some desync as well.
God, I need to get me a 5000 series CPU. That would be so nice to go with the 3000 series GPU.
Yeah.
And then an SSD. Those are my 2 wish lists right now.
I'm just really excited to be able to get into one of those 3000 GPUs, just because like that's the last upgrade I'll have to do for a good long while.
What's your CPU again? Weren't you were rocking a 30,000, right? Or 3,000, I mean? Or no, you went Intel, didn't you?
No, I've got a 2700.
Oh, X. 27. Yeah. So 1 generation better than mine.
Yeah.
I just realized I'm kind of the Blades of our little group of streamers, I think. Because every stream, at my desk, there's either a deck of cards, a Rubik's Cube puzzle, or a Bolasong knife.
Yeah.
Or some combination thereof. Isn't that kind of a Blades thing to have going on?
A little bit. What's crazy is that at this point, that's like a 10-year-old reference.
You're kidding me. It has not been that long.
I just looked it up. 2007 to 2012.
Okay, I'm gonna have to boot back in. I'm a dummy. Like
That
it
reference
never,
specifically.
it didn't crash. It just froze, and
Yeah,
it didn't freeze. It graphically froze.
yeah. Um, the reference we were referring to just now is a web series called The Guild. Kind of little comedy web series was made by Felicia Day and a bunch of other people that went on to do Geek and Sundry and all that stuff. It's about a bunch of people a bunch of misfits basically that play an MMORPG. So if you haven't seen it, absolutely go watch it. It's very entertaining.
Definitely, especially if you're an MMO geek of any kind.
Yeah, I think it's got like 5 seasons total. And being, that kind of older style web series, very bite-sized episodes, so it's pretty quick to get through if you wanted to just binge the whole thing.
Wasn't it kind of on the ground floor of the concept of web series?
I feel like it kind of was, yeah. Like it definitely wasn't like the first or anything, but it was pretty early on for like live
Um,
action even.
hey, Az,
What's up?
everything's still maxed, and I just made my viewers completely dizzy.
Incredible.
I actually, before logging in, I went and maxed the non-advanced stuff too.
Yeah. I don't remember. Okay. At some point I dropped my base graphics down a little bit, but oh, flight path.
Yeah, it was just because we wanted to maximize every single stream bit we could to minimize dropped frames. So we both dropped it down. But then here I'm like, oh wait, I just got that new graphics card. I want to see what it does.
I know in my case I did it preemptively with a lot of stuff because I was also playing games like Nier Automata, which isn't super well optimized on the PC, but it's also a fairly shiny game.
By the way, have you ordered your new GPU yet?
No, I haven't been able to put together the resources for it just yet. Uh,
Oh,
I
you know that there's that eBay just got hit with a glut of cheap cards, right? And they're going fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm hoping either I would
Farewell.
that would definitely not be my preference, but if the price is significant enough, I might just go that route. But I would typically rather get these kinds of things new anyway, and the prices even from new are not unreasonable compared to what they were, especially. Um, but yeah, I think this month I should be able to do it. Which is going to be a struggle because I've been seeing Nova Swarm showing off their model
Ooh, that's
showcases
red.
and stuff, and seeing all their incredible uh, models for the three of them, and all the special stuff that they put into it. Really makes me want to get one of those fancy animated models, but
Oh, are you talking about something? Are you talking about VTubing models?
yeah,
Uh,
specifically a group called Nova Swarm. There's some of the space VTubers, specifically they're a trio on a single channel of mech pilot VTubers. But yeah, over the last few days they've been posting their like just the little like 2-minute model showcases for each of them. And it really makes me want to update from the PNG to something animated, but the struggle is that I want a new GPU first.
Yeah. Are they using some of the tools I'm using or something else?
No, they're doing 2D models and
Uh,
they make all of the assets themselves.
ah. Though I have heard of some people using Vroid to make live 2D. That's apparently not terrible.
Huh.
Something that accept Super Reaper 6000 kill Venom Spitters as filler. but I'm not getting a pointer to tell me where to go. 1.
Hmm.
And it's not on my map. What the hell? Yeah, I haven't got a fucking clue what's going on. Oh wait, I just saw the 1 for a second there. Stone Talon Mountains. What? There's no way that I need to go to Stone Talon already. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's telling me go to Stone Talon. It's just skipping right over the Ashenvale part of Ashenvale / Stone Talon. What?
Yeah, it's weird. It looks like Stone Talon is supposed to be like 15 to 20, roughly.
Yeah.
So I don't know
really?
why we would be going back there. Not that we've been there in the first place, but...
So I guess we do run over then?
Maybe. I don't know. I think we might be running basically through this whole zone to get there, but...
Well, it's
No,
due
that
south.
goes down to... Well,
Not through the whole zone.
Is there a way into Stone
that's
Talon
a thought.
from here, though?
That's a thought. That might be a thing.
I'm not
They
sure
might
if
have
we can
climbed the
get it
mountains or
without going
something.
through Barrens.
If I remember what I read about this guide before I downloaded it, it was something like a speedrunner used it. So that's why I thought it'd be a pretty decent guide.
Hmm.
He did it for some world record stream or something like that. But he might have done like mountain jumping, which we might not want to do. But let's see. Where even are our quests at?
That's a good question.
not-
Zorm Strand would be to the west. It's the beach on the west side there. These other
Okay.
ones I'm not sure about. Two of the quests we picked up are literally tell us to go to Stone Talon.
Oh, so that's probably part of it.
And then one of them has to do with finding someone in this zone. Shrine at Lake Phalathim at the base of the mountain to the west. So it sounds like the two quests that we picked up would be west of Astronar. But then Stone Talon is obviously
The
this way.
only one that I'm seeing on or here in Ashenvale is Renee's Cleansing. Looking at my map.
Yeah, Zorm Strand is pretty sure it's that west coast beach. Kind of in the northwest part of the map here. This is definitely one of those things, and I'm definitely mentioned it in past streams, but man, just give me map markers.
Right?
In fact, even make it opt-in. Don't make it default even. Just give me the option.
Look how deep into the unexplored area we are.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the current maps they
Right
don't
on the main
take this
road.
long to update. There's definitely been some spots where I had to really struggle to find where it wanted me to go, but
not something that's along the main road.
yeah, the bulk of the map you'll discover by accident.
Should we take that southward path or?
I'm not sure where that goes. I don't.
I know we need to go south eventually, but is that the south we need to take? I don't see any signs, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't imagine that's the ideal way to go. And if we have to go through the Barrens to get to Stone Talon, then we're gonna be sneaking around orc borders.
Fortunately, we're not on a PvP server.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the point between Barrens and Ashenvale is like pre-Cataclysm. So I don't even know if there's like NPCs there or not.
Finally got a map explore. Oh, what the heck? You see that
It's
hole?
not. Yeah.
Well, is this the south we take then? It looks like.
Uh, I think we
Or-
keep
oh,
on the
no.
road here.
Okay.
That's another like side path. It looks like.
Yeah, it's not even on the map.
Yeah.
I saw that we had to go south, so I assumed that was so it was showing. But no, it's this road here. You realize this is about what the models look like for Quest users in VR chat?
Yeah, I was actually just talking with someone recently about how rough the classic models are, especially for the human males. They're just like I already wish there was like more options in like body types and stuff like that. I think, Star Wars kind of spoiled me in that regard. But
Except for the fact that like you could have didn't Star Wars you could be like 5,000 pounds, but you still had a normal head or something like that?
I think it changes your head to uh based on your
I thought
body
there was
type as well.
something really weird about fat people heads.
I think what's weird is that they have like body type 4, I think. It's like if you look at body type 1, male and female, it's like tall ish, super thin. Body type 2, a
So
little bit more
supermodel.
filled out. Body type 3, super tall, super buff. Body type 4, dudes are round. And with the female models, it's a bit more focused, we'll say. But dudes, body type 4 dudes are just practically spherical.
So they're blueberries.
Yeah. But yeah, like WoW Classic human male faces are an especially rough point. If you don't have facial hair, they just look goofy.
While we're doing this
Oh.
one, oh boy.
Oh,
Can we handle this person or
we'll
26?
probably be able
No,
to-
we cannot.
Yeah, we can outrun it. We can't fight it though.
Let's see.
I couldn't even stun it, so
Oh, fun.
have double shield. Okay, so there is a horde presence on the border here. But hopefully we can skirt it or sneak around. Because I
Otherwise,
think
we'll get flagged, right?
looks
like we-
yeah.
Climb the mountain up here.
Yeah, as long as we don't go too close to him, and it looks like there might be.
You okay there?
Let me in. Yeah, this
Okay, this does not look as steep as it seems to be.
not sure this is gonna work out, at least right there. Man, if only this was Skyrim and we could just get a horse. Then climbing the mountains would be no problem.
Wait, you need a horse? What happened to you see that mountain? You can climb that mountain.
Horses can practically go vertical in Skyrim for some reason.
But didn't they advertise that if you saw it, you could climb it?
It's more, if you can see it, you can look for a path to walk up it. Skyrim doesn't really have climbing.
That's what I meant, though. Yeah.
But yeah, like for some reason, horses just defy physics. So like,
I don't get what they expect us to do here.
yeah, I don't know how Alliance is supposed to get to Ashenvale unless they're supposed to come from a different direction.
You
Like
mean
through Desolus
Stone
or
Talon?
something? Yeah. What did I say?
Stone Ashenvale?
Oh,
So you said you didn't know how they're supposed to get where we're at.
yeah. Um,
No. With a mage, this is a lot easier. You nestle into a corner on the mountain, jump blink until you get a little progress. Then you rinse and repeat, wiggling a bit as you go. I remember I used to exploit the fuck out of the map using a mage doing that. Oh, no! Oh, lost a lot of progress. Funny thing is, getting to that spot, I walked on spots a lot steeper. The mesh colliders for this game are kind of weirdly set up.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get over this mountain in any reasonable time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to go back up to the west either way. We might as well check out the border as we go, right? Oh, we just reached a friendly place. Oh, what is this?
Interest you on a pint?
Silver Wing Elite. Oh, is this the battle zone?
Yep. Yes.
Ah.
The first battleground.
Oh, that's Warsong?
Yep.
Oh, don't we have a quest for Warsong?
That guy gave a quest for it.
Oh, I thought we already had one from earlier.
I don't have one.
Oh, you might have ditched it. I don't know.
That could be.
Oh, this one doesn't look so bad. This might be doable.
There might be something here.
Here's the tricky spot, it looks like. Okay, and that's clear. It's almost like there's a road here. No more luck there. Damn.
Oh, I stuck for a second. It looked like I was going to be able to jump again.
And this one doesn't look like it's any better, does it?
Not really. It doesn't look like it, at least.
Damn, so close. That one was a long path up. Wait, do you see that like geometrical stepping on the map? Like there's a spot that shouldn't exist there or something?
Yeah, that's I think that's the space between zones, the mountains where there's actually no where it's just flat.
Huh.
Because some of the zones have enough space between them that you'll get those zones, because you're not supposed to be able to get there. So it's not actually designed.
Until later in the game.
Yeah.
I've lost so much height. Uh-oh. Please tell me he's not really high level. Oh, he is. Are you alright back there? Are you fighting or something?
No, I was just a little ways behind you.
Okay. I just explored something called Bloodtooth Camp. Oh, what the heck? Oh boy, I'm dead.
Oh yeah, these guys are pretty tough looking.
Oh man, how close does this get us? Well, we can teleport to Astronar if you want to do it.
Well, it would definitely make well, I'm dead. uh it would certainly be convenient, but the drawbacks are
Pretty intense.
kind of
Hello,
intense.
Taffy. Oh man, let's see. 25% durability. Oh, it's only for 9 minutes? Okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Just gotta repair up real quick. Because that 25%, that is pretty big.
Yeah. Now,
Where
for
the
9
heck-
minutes, we're just going to be terrible at everything because it is a 75% decrease on everything.
Yeah. Oh, there's the Astronar.
Which, when I think about that, is a crazy drawback to give, right?
I think we've
Because
said that like every game.
because if you think about it, right, a lot of MMOs, if you die, you don't get to run back to your body, right? You just automatically you res at the graveyard or at the town or whatever the case might be, and that's just
That's
the normal.
considered a punishment, is not getting to run back to
Exactly.
your body.
And on top of that, if you're going to give me such a drawback that I might as well not be playing for those 9 minutes, why would I play? You know?
How may I help?
Like it's a huge percentage that they're taking from you.
Oh, wait. Do these maces, compact hammer, doesn't give me a comparison, but it looks worse.
What are you looking
Okay,
at?
did you find someone who can do repairs?
No, it doesn't look like there's one in there.
Oh, innkeeper. Should we mark them or not?
Right now we have Darnassus, which is it's a city, but it's not a city we're regularly going to make use of, probably. So
Oh, right. That we have that so that we can do our stuff there. Rest.
yeah,
By the way, I don't even see the rested bar. Did you do that?
I just pinged the map because there's a repair here.
Okay.
Actually, it took me a second to find one because I realized that it doesn't give them a different mouse over icon for repairs.
Ah.
I don't know if that's a newer Warcraft thing or if that's a Final Fantasy thing.
No, Warcraft newer version has it. Where is it?
The guy in this way.
Oh, the weaponsmith.
Yep.
What brings you here?
Oh, that barely even touched my budget. Okay.
May the stars
Here, I'm gonna quickly disenchant something since we're a little KO'd right now.
I'm gonna see if I can find a forge to smelt. I imagine, despite the fact that they have a weaponsmith here, they probably don't have a forge anywhere. Night elves are kind of a weird take on elves. They've got all like the wood elf or wild elf kind of architecture and style to them to a lot of degree, but
Yeah.
then they also make huge use of metals,
Hey,
and
did
they
you get any
never
wool?
have forges anywhere. Yeah, I did. Oh, would you look at that? Got a new follower. Milan X92. Thank you for following. Did that not post the visual for the alert, or was I just not looking close enough?
I assume that a 14 cape would not be an improvement for you.
Hold on. What happened? I don't have a cape. Where'd my cape go? How did I unequip a cape? I sold one. It was in my bag, so I assumed it was extra. Why did that...
Vishnu, Deodia.
What?
Goodbye.
Okay. Got my cape back. Also, I don't know what you said on the,
14.
14? 14 armor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
With no
15
specs.
and stats.
Yeah. Figures it much. Okay. Look at that. We're already down to 5 minutes. Okay. What do we want to do? Go up to that beach, I guess, right? Wait, does Stone Talon have ocean access?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
Despite being on the coast, I think it's surrounded by mountains, actually.
Well, I suppose we could run back to the Renee's cleansing, which you said is on the way to other quests that you said that you saw the location of. And
Yeah.
maybe we'll see a way up Stone Talon on the way there.
Maybe.
There has got to be a reason that it's being recommended, though. What would be funny would be if it turned out that this guy, even though we didn't see a notice of it, had given us Stone Talon access somehow, which they didn't.
Yeah. I mean,
It's worth a check.
yeah, you can get lucky sometimes. There'll be, like, quests or whatever that's like, hey, go fly to this place. Yeah, I'm gonna check something.
Are you gonna like Google how to get to Stone Talon from here?
Yeah, I was also gonna look at the quests that we got that talk about Stone Talon.
Oh, see if they mention. Are you on follow?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. To the south, not far from Mistral Lake, there lies a tunnel named the Talon Deep Path. Through this tunnel, you will come to an area known as Windshear Crag in the Stone Talon Mountains. So we go south from Astronar, off of the roads, presumably, because the road obviously didn't take us there.
Could it have been one of those times that I asked, should we go south?
Maybe, but I feel like...
Wasn't one of those roads supposed to take us down to a lake?
I'm not even sure.
Should
Look
we
at
try
the
that
map.
way?
The only body of water I see... Well, I guess it doesn't actually show me.
Oh, there's a hint of a body of water straight south of Astronar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like it.
You want to try running that way?
Sure. What's weird is that if I'm on the map for Ashenvale, I can see bodies of water in Fellwood, and I can see bodies of water in Stone Town Mountains and stuff. But I can't see the bodies of water.
Ones and vice versa.
Yeah. Like, if you're on the specific map for the zone, it doesn't show it to you unless you have that zone explored already. But you get them in the border maps.
The Night Elves were a mutation of High Elves, just like the, well, all the other elves that exist now are, right?
They all came from the Highborn, which is different from
Highborn, right.
High Elves. High Elves, I don't know, I guess they were just the most egotistical of the elves, which is saying a lot because all of the elves are pretty egotistical in Warcraft. But yeah, they all...
Naga?
They might be the most egotistical, honestly, if I think about it. As
What about
Shara...
the Void Elves?
Void Elves, I mean, they're just like any other High Elves or Blood Elves, just, you know, that did what they had to do to get by. But no, the, like, Ashara is still, like, thinks she's the best thing around, and,
Oh, the summoning sickness is gonna kill me.
yeah, still justifies everything. for the sake of, whoops, I can't, whoop, there
Can
we
you
go.
survive?
Possibly. It's not gonna be good. There's my mana. Incredible. Let me just drink some milk real quick.
Congrats.
Some milk that I've had multiple glasses of in my bag. Just, I don't know. I must have some really good like cling wrap
I
on them or
upgraded to
something.
Moonberry. Okay. Did you want a Moonberry juice at all?
No, I'm good. I don't usually need it except for situations like that where I'm just fully tapped after a fight. I didn't have my aura on. Oh my god.
Oh. You also didn't have Fortitude, neither did I.
Yeah. The blessings I'm not as surprised I didn't have on because those I usually put on going into a fight. And this was kind of spontaneous.
Okay, then. There we go. Okay.
Um,
So did you lose the summoning sickness too?
yeah. Yeah, mine's gone.
Walk under here. Nope.
It's just a neat little hiding place. We haven't been talking for D&D and stuff like that for a little bit, but for anyone who is interested in hearing more talk on that kind of a subject, Dragon Durant, Yasuhiro0088, is planning to I think he's working on putting something together, talk about stuff like that pretty soon. So keep an eye out on his socials, which I have linked in my channel here. I'm sure he'll probably have some mention about that sometime soon. We did a little bit of a banter during his birthday stream not too long ago. Unfortunately, we didn't get to talk too much about D&D specifically because it was pretty
Hi-ya.
packed. But
No one told me he was having a birthday stream, man.
oh shoot, keep up on his socials, man.
I don't do socials. I'm not a social media person.
Message him, get into his server. Puts all his announcements on there too.
Oh shit, that's an
That's,
actual monster.
Yep.
I saw a deer.
But yeah, hopefully we'll hear more about I think he's still trying to figure things out for that, but hopefully he'll have something ready to go soon, ready to mention on socials and such. But I'm also planning to run a little one shot for a couple of the space VTubers out there. It's not going to be a space game, just a little high fantasy setting of my own design. Gonna do a one shot starting next month. Probably our first session is probably going to be on the 12th, Friday. Specific dates remain in flux until we get closer, but that would be the date to keep in mind if you want to see the intro of a new setting that I've been putting together called Elysian Twilight. I've also been working on another D&D setting for more of a kind of science fantasy, very Phantasy Star kind of inspired thing. That I don't have any plans to stream anything anytime soon with it, but maybe in the future following Elysian Twilight's first kind of intro one shot. We'll see about doing something with that. Been really trying to work towards getting some of that TTRPG content in my streams lately. So hopefully we can get that going pretty soon and get something ongoing as
Why is
opposed to
that-
just one shots.
Why is that carcass we got already rotting? I mean, I know I ain't got any salt on me, but it shouldn't rot that fast.
Maybe it was already rotting and it's just afflicted with some sort of horrible illness.
Oh, something that I've been wanting to talk to some of y'all about would be like seeing if we couldn't get that together, like a group of us streamers to do two kinds of streams, like on a sort of schedule at least, a chill stream and like basically we just sit and talk about whatever, and then the other one was like a book club type thing. I was wondering if any of y'all would be interested in that. I gotta talk to Dragon and a few others about that, but I was wondering what you'd think about it.
I need to heal.
Ooh.
It sounds interesting. I've always wanted to do some sort of like just kind of a whatever kind of podcast or something along those lines for a while, but it was actually talking to a couple of others, and we just got going on talking for a couple hours, and the subject of like podcasts and stuff came up, and it's like, what if we just did one? What if we just did one of those? So might be something to talk about. Can maybe see if we can find some people who'd be down for just like just jump on stream, every week or every couple of weeks or whatever the case might be, and just kind of hang out and chat for a while.
I actually organically met another VTuber who I'm supposed to be doing cross promos with. Shoot, what's your name again? Shit, I don't remember if they told me what their streamer name was. I'll have to bug them about that. Sorry about that. Oh shoot, you got way low.
A little bit.
Oh, looks like that's good for me.
Yeah, looks like it'd
It's
be a
like
better upgrade for
slow.
you.
So either of us could roll on it, but it looks like it's better for me, I think.
It's got the spirit you need.
Oh, and I can disenchant the old one. Oh, I lost my +1 to all resistances, though.
Well, that's a you thing, so you could always
I'm not seeing any sign of this damn tunnel.
well, it looks like this might be a cave entrance just up ahead, so this might be it.
Just not showing on the map.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because I don't know about you, but I don't have this part of the map explored.
I just got an Explorer noti, and it still doesn't show anything here.
Yeah. Yeah, looks like this is probably it. Talon Deep Path, is that the one?
Stone Talon Mountains.
Yeah, Talon Deep.
It shows it on the other side of the map. Oh man, what is it? Hour and a half in, and we just finally got to the spot we're supposed to be going to.
Well, I am almost level 20, so we got that
suck.
going for us.
I think it's because we have a crappy tank that you're higher level than me.
Yeah, probably.
I'm, of course, blaming you for my deaths. Are these side paths just not, or side paths just not accessible, or are we just managing to dodge them without me even noticing?
Oh yeah, looks like you can go in there. I didn't even realize there were paths you could actually go to.
Yeah, I just looked up at the minimap and I'm like, huh. They're kind of crappy side paths, but they're there.
Yeah, like I saw that they had like roots and vines going over them, so I assumed it was like a wall that would actually stop you, but
Let's
apparently
see what
not
we
the
got
case.
here. Level 20s.
Yeah,
Weren't you
so
concerned that this place would be too low level for us?
well, I think this area is 15 to 20, which we basically just came from a zone that was 15 to 20, so it seemed weird that would be going to another one. Oh,
Okay.
like,
Oh, fun. I got a spider on my ass.
I need healing.
Let me heal, dang it. Oh, and now they both turn on me when I go to heal you.
It's because I threw my shield on because I was like a hit away from death.
And your shield apparently breaks all combat.
Yeah, it drops all threat. Man, you know what I just remember to have that I forget every time?
What's that?
Potions.
I think that going forward, we should probably prioritize me getting shielded and healing you.
Well, I shielded myself because I was going to be dead if I didn't. Because I wasn't getting
Well, right when
any
you
healing.
shielded, I dropped a heal on you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wyvern just attacked you.
Yeah, I was trying to get away from it, but it was not quick enough, I guess.
Okay. So the person who I have a cross promo agreement on and who we were kind of collabing to work on our avatars is named Alex, and they are available on Twitch at AlexSaren79.
Cool. Not to detract from that at all, but just kind of going back to, I did want to defend my choice of throwing up a shield to heal, because I was at a point where I couldn't see my health bar when my shield went up.
Yeah. All I know is like on my end, you're like, I need heal, so I throw a heal, and then like right when my heal casts, all of a sudden all aggro's on me, and then I
Yeah.
die like a second later.
Yeah. Going into it, it was definitely a situation where like I think I needed healing sooner, which I didn't call out either, but you know, that's the thing that would have probably kept it going a little bit longer.
Yeah, if we had a third person who could focus on DPS, I could focus a bit more on healing, and you could focus a bit more on tanking, and we probably would be a little more efficient.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, as we are, the issue we would have if without you focusing DPS is that things are going to be a little bit slower when healing is needed.
Oh,
But
quite a bit slower if I, because the thing is, the part of the problem is that going into healing or DPS, it's a mind switch. I have to actually toggle my way of thinking.
Hmm.
And so that's what's causing me to take so long to heal. If I switch to focusing on healing, it would take me a while to switch over to DPS.
Why is this place so far away?
I don't know, because they hate us.
That makes sense. It is Warcraft after all, and
Here's one thing I will say, okay?
the whole point is to suffer.
Back when World of Warcraft was a thing, I mean, back when this was a thing, I mean, I'm going to give them credit because there was like one other, and I'm not counting fucking RuneScape and the other crappy JavaScript based MMOs. There was one other real MMO. And this was made by a company whose entire catalog up till then had been like some puzzler games and 2 series of RTSs. And they managed to get things this right.
Yeah. Something that I enjoyed about Blizzard's game development is that they have pretty consistently been good at delving into new genres and doing it well. Now,
Oh,
long
this actually
term,
reminds me of something that ticks me off about modern WoW.
what's that?
They nerfed blinking at some point because back during Classic, I remember when a spider would web me like that, I would just blink out of it. But then in more recent expansions, anytime that someone roots me, I can't blink out of it. I'll just transfer the anchor further down the road.
Mm.
And that's one thing that definitely irks me about the more modern stuff. I think that might be the first time that I've said something in defense of Classic.
I definitely notice that there is, like, when I play Classic here and we're leveling and stuff, I definitely feel like I'm accomplishing something, whereas leveling in retail, it's just like, if I don't, I'm
I feel
going
like you're
after.
accomplished something, even though we're like stumbling around so much. Aggro.
I feel like I'm accomplishing something when, we level up and stuff like that. Like, there's actually something to it. When we're doing these quests, it actually feels like there's a significant gain.
That guy hits hard, just so you know.
Which
That's not fair.
I don't feel in retail. The specific gains I'm getting in retail is like I go into it knowing, oh, when I hit level 50 on this character, then I'll get access to these things, and this whole huge array of things will open up at level 50. But up to that point, no level really matters.
I
And
need
the
to mana up.
and it's also like the stuff that I'm gaining isn't even anything based on like my class or anything like that. It's all stuff based on the expansion, because you hit level 50, you get access to Shadowland, and you get access to all of the Shadowland's transmogs and stuff like that. So there is definitely just a feeling of like earning stuff, doing
So,
something that matters.
Why is it telling me? Okay, so we have to come back to here to kill some of these goblins, it looks like. For now, though, we should try to skirt around them. Just trying to stun him real quick and run.
Yeah, I figure if we don't have anything to do with these guys, no reason to really bother with them.
Yeah. I've been defaulting to fighting a lot of people because, like, for a while there, we just couldn't outrun stuff. So we were better off fighting because otherwise we die while running away. Okay, how do we get through here? Where'd you go?
Right here.
Oh, there you are.
Eh. Where is our objective anyway?
About here. So 8 o'clock, 7:30ish, more like.
Well, see if we can dodge this guy. Get in through here.
This also is one thing that you just couldn't do back in real classic.
What's that?
Do you remember what voice chat was like back then?
Oh yeah, like
It was not pleasant,
there
and it
really
contributed to
was.
your lag.
Yeah, there really was no great option for voice chat. Now you've got a variety of comparable
What was our
options
main
in
one back then?
regards
Raid
to
call, right?
even that came after a while. I feel like up to that point, I think the bulk
Or was it
of people who did stuff like that were on Vent and TeamSpeak, Ventrilo and TeamSpeak.
or Roger
Um,
Wilco?
That's a name that I've heard, but in that context, but I've never actually even used that one. Not super familiar with it. But yeah, like Raid Call is one that we used, but I think even that came after a while. Like it wasn't something that was like it might have been available, early on in WoW's lifespan, but it's not something at least that I was aware of until a decent ways into it. And then, Skype got to be pretty solid after a good long while. And then
And then it died.
and they got dethroned by Discord.
I am honored. Be careful.
Oh, there we are. I couldn't see the question marks from up above for some
Oh,
reason. I was looking to try to see where these NPCs are.
Hi, how are you? Off and away.
My, you're a tall one. STFU. Why do I got 5 here? What does this tell me to do? Okay, I don't know. So we have a turn in just to the north, or not turn in, then accept. It looks like Super Reaper.
looks like it's probably at this little goblin shack down the hill.
Oh man. I can't wait till I can start using my feathers.
Hey, how you doing?
Orendil's Cure. What is Orendil's Cure?
Um,
Wait.
I don't know.
There's something wrong with the guide. It's telling me that we need to do Orendil's Cure to get Orendil's Cure.
Huh.
I'm guessing we never picked that one up.
Doesn't seem like it.
Are the Midsummers still available?
I don't think so.
I might as well just abandon those to make some room.
Because I think when we got them, there was only like 2 weeks from then to do it.
Okay, so now we're supposed to kill Venture Code people. Yeah. And I got Fight for Warsong Gulch.
Yeah, I don't have that one. So if we picked it up somewhere, I must have gotten rid of it or
Abandoned it. Yeah.
something.
Yeah, because we were talking about doing it for a stream one day. And just haven't yet, I guess. The music makes it seem like this is supposed to be a horde area.
Yeah.
So we need 10 loggers, 10 deforesters, and the Super Reaper 6000 blueprints. Which doesn't elaborate how you get those. Do we have to go into the machine maybe to get the blueprints?
I think there's only like a little platform on the back of it. I assume the blueprints either it's an object that's sitting out somewhere, like in a building or something, maybe, or it's a random drop off of these guys. Oh, shoot. I wasn't looking at my health.
I do not have reses. Because we
You
haven't
don't?
gone to... yeah, we haven't gone to the human settlement yet.
I was sure you got a res, like, way earlier than I did.
I thought that I had two, but then when I checked my spell book under Holy, I got... Oh, Resurrection. Oh, I just found it on my bars, too. It's next to my shield. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, Venture kill. We have to kill Venture Co-operator, is what it is, to get the blueprints. And it looks like he is to the northeast of us, on the other side of the river.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's at that little building
Hut
there.
Why'd you shoot me? He was closer. Stupid level 20, having lower aggro zone.
Man, this is back when every class was a full class instead of 3 separate subclasses. Where you have to actually use certain abilities like Righteous Fury to increase your threat to be able to tank, instead of getting a passive thing that just automatically does it for picking the tanking spec, because you don't pick a spec. Something I've been meaning to do, something I've been
To a degree, you
forgetting.
did have to pick a spec, didn't you?
You pick a spec to specialize in, but you don't pick a spec and get stuff for that spec. You get what you invest points in.
Yeah, but you also had to put a certain number of points into one of the trees before you could get the highest tier skill or something like that. That required you basically dump most of your points into it. If I remember right.
I mean, yeah, because it's like 5 points per level to get to the next tier, but
Because then the highest tier one required like a even slightly higher investment, basically.
I'm not sure what the point would be of them doing something like that, because if you're investing that much in one spec, you're already putting the majority of your points into that tree.
Yeah. Just if I remember right, I thought that I only had like 5 points when all was said and done.
I think you get enough to do a few.
Operator's got a skull on him.
Oh, okay, he's over by that crane.
And you're low on health.
Yeah, let's get away from this spot real quick, because there's a lot of dudes here.
Yeah, I threw you a heal.
At this point, you might as well just drink, because I'm already eating and drinking anyway.
I'm gonna renew my buffs real quick since got a second.
Yeah, I've got talent points. I need to figure out where to put them real quick.
Oh, did I ever finish my talents? No, I didn't. Reduce the casting time of your smite, holy fire, heal, greater heal spells. Ooh, right. I was gonna dump everything into there for a reason. Now on the next tier, where am I gonna dump? Holy Nova. AoEs always cause a huge amount of trouble in Classic, in my experience.
Yeah, that's why even though for a while I'm pretty sure it was alright as DPS to use AoEs, for a long time I never did. Even, if I was playing DPS, I would avoid them like the plague, because like Classic and Burning Crusade and I think even Lich King drilled the idea into me that if you're not the tank, you don't do AoEs.
I'm gonna go with inspiration and then like 2 points of recovery, I think. And probably nothing into Nova. Okay. It looks like we can skirt up this hill to avoid those two guys there. And we do have to kill them either way, but maybe don't grab a group pull, basically.
Yeah.
And it looks like we can get the operator, possibly from here even. Yep.
Man, it's times like these I wish we had a rogue.
Is Crusader the thing that makes my holy do more damage that you were talking about before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Crusader increases
He didn't give me the blueprints.
well, it did say it drops we should be able to find it on an operator.
Oh,
So there's
shit.
probably
Okay, let me create a targeting script real quick. I didn't realize that it was not unique.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if like for the quest, like in game there was only gonna be one, but in the quest dialogue, they talk about it more in universe, or
Did that not work?
doesn't look like anyone's
Venture
been marked.
Co. Venture Co. log. Literally what I just typed.
We're looking for operator.
Yeah, I know. I was setting it up to target all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my script should be working. It should be targeting the logger. That's that guy. With, I think it was this one. Or no, that one. I think that's 1. And then that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I think. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. That's why. Okay, looks like purple is going to be the operators. And deforesters are not getting lit up for some reason. Oh, I removed the dot. That's why. There we go. Okay. So how do you want to hit them? Sneak to get to the operator until we get the drop, just so we don't kill more deforesters and loggers than we have to.
That's probably how I would usually run it, yeah.
Let's see how to get to this operator. Okay, I don't think they should be able to resist my entire power word pain.
No drop.
We got another purple. No more purple? Oh, this is gonna be a little painful.
It's such a small part of their spawn population. It seems like this drop should be about
Higher
guaranteed.
Okay, deforesters are apparently the guys who like to throw the fireballs and nearly kill me.
And these guys are just annoying because they throw axes. The only ones who are strictly melee are the operators.
You are not good at getting the attention of these ranged guys.
I don't know why that guy wasn't aggroing me. I did everything I could.
Heal first.
Man, I need more bag slots again.
Help me get wool. Why are these guys not dropping much wool?
I don't know. I've gotten 5 so far, but I feel like compared to Linen,
I'm up
we're
to 6.
this guy.
But I mean, let's see. So I've made 1 bolt, or no, 2 bolts. So that's 6 there. So I've gotten 12 plus
Attack
your 5.
me!
That's
What the
17
heck,
total
dude?
since we got to wool.
So this guy was targeting me, channeling his fireball. I saw his target switch to you just before the fireball cast, and then he started looking at me again.
Huh. So they're kind of cheating the aggro system.
That's what it looked like. Like, I don't know, like, the only thing I can assume is, like, maybe one of your spells hit, and that was enough to pull his attention away for that brief moment. But it looked like he was just, like, faking me out or something.
Ooh.
That's a cloth piece. That's apparently it's 179% upgrade if I was holy. I think it's because
2,722%.
intellect.
That's definitely the better upgrade of the two, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I lose my enchantment. LOS. LOS, biatch. What?
He doesn't care about your tree stump.
He literally threw an axe right through it. Well, 2 axes right through a tree stump at me.
Why is he looking at... I've got the buff on and everything. What is happening?
I had 0 people targeting me. I was watching my 0 that whole time.
This is atrocious. Everything is wrong about this place.
Hackers.
Venture company is stupid.
Venture company are hackers.
Uh,
Okay, zero targeting me.
it's crazy to see one of these loggers actually doing melee attacks.
Oh, there's an operator over there. You know, we need one more logger and that's it.
Ugh. I fell behind.
So we won't have to deal with the axe throwers anymore, except for the fact that we'll still be in the area.
Yeah.
And operators on your butt.
Yeah, there's also another logger. Which shouldn't be an issue in the long run, but still.
Now what's gonna suck is one of us is gonna get the thing this turn, at the best case scenario, and then the other one will have to wait.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, neither of us gets it this time. It's your loot, looks like.
It always bugs me when I try to make a slight adjustment in positioning and still well within the enemy's attack range, but they decide to run around anyway.
There seem to be a bunch more operators over here.
Huh. Like, if there is anything consistent in a game like this, it should be the way enemies think, right? Like, bosses
Yeah.
are always going to be an exception because they get special rules. But these guys, if I take 2 steps, they should stay where
Your
they're
loot
at.
again. Did you get your
No.
blueprint, by the way? Oh,
No, I've still got to loot this guy, but the other one didn't give it. Heck, I
I'm
can't do
oomed.
anything. I'm gonna die.
I'm damn.
I have healing potions. Oh my god.
I would heal you, but I'm oomed.
I don't have any ranged. I have to chase him down the old-fashioned way. I need
Oh, man.
mana to hit him with the ranged attacks. And nothing. Well, time for milk.
Moonberry juice.
How much mana do you have? I have 627.
930.
Yeah. So I probably don't even need to upgrade from milk, even if I, could reasonably afford it. It's just
Wouldn't
not
it speed
necessary.
us up though?
Probably, but
Bees get more
Well-
per tick.
well, I'm just thinking like if we're both going from 0, I'll probably get to full
Upstairs.
through milk about as fast as you get full from moonberry juice. There is no way, unless this thing can do a vertical takeoff, there's no way it leaves this place in one piece.
Yeah, the tower's not quite tall enough to do a reverse vertical takeoff, is it?
I
Why are you getting all the operators and not getting any blueprints?
don't know. I don't know to either question. The game is
Hey, we
just
got an
rude.
orange. Are orange the ones that we still need, or are they the ones that we're done with?
No, they were done with those.
Okay, so we need yellow and purple still. Oh shit.
Man, this whole place sucks.
I think there was definitely a lack of forethought into the quest design and mob spawning mechanics for a lot of these zones back then.
Yeah. I didn't come into this planning to fight this guy, but
He's a logger. Or no.
he's
A
the forester.
deforester, I mean.
Yeah.
A flamethrower is what I meant.
There you go.
Oh man, we need 4 more of him and then 1 operator who has the bloody blueprints. Well, 2. Orange was loggers. There's the nearest yellow, seriously? I feel like if you have 3 quests in one zone, in one subzone like this, all just plopped right together, they should be designed with, or the mob spawning mechanics should be set up in such a way, and the drop loot mechanics should be set up in such a way that you theoretically should complete all 3 right around the same, say, 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
Yellow and purple are both that far away.
Like every path has loggers between us and them.
What's up?
Uh, someone just came home, and I was surprised by what they were carrying in.
Have you had no chatter on your chat, or did you switch back to YouTube or something?
No, I've still on Twitch. Just been a light night for chat.
This I think is the first night that I've had more chatter than you by a long shot.
Oh no, there's 3 of these guys on me.
Hey, at least they're deforesters?
You might be eating some fire real quick, because I was in a bad way.
Man, I died
That's
because
a
of an
thing
AoE.
they can do? Since when did they do that?
Oh, I healed you.
Oh my god, I want one of them. There we go. Killed one of them. I'm still gonna die. But at least I took one of them out. This
Half a kilometer.
area sucks.
We have to go half a kilometer to get there. Oh, I actually said to someone recently that a kilometer is approximately 1,000 yards, and they're like, "No, it's not. It's nothing like that." Correct me if I'm wrong, but a yard is approximately a meter, right? You might not land on the nail, but you're gonna land within a 10% variance at the very least, right?
It's pretty close on the meter to the yard. And relatively speaking, 1,000 yards is going to be pretty close to a
1,000
kilometer. Now, obviously, because you're adding a little bit with every meter, if you need super precision, that's not really going to be the ideal way to go. But it's going
If
to...
you're using the word approximately, you don't need precision.
Yeah.
Definitionally, approximately means I'm not being precise.
Yeah, it's a... Whoops, I accidentally jumped. It's definitely a situation where, there's no point to argue it, because we're not doing science here, all right?
Well, even if we're doing science, sometimes science allows for some wide variances. You can describe the Earth with a 10% variance in your measurement like that.
Yeah.
And you'll still be pretty damn close. What is it they say? The sun is 10,000 miles from the Earth. No, that can't be right. Here, I'll just do the light minutes, okay? Because that's even super imprecise. We are 5 light minutes from the sun. Light takes 5 minutes to reach the Earth. No, it doesn't. It takes 5 minutes, 32 seconds, and point da 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 da. 5 minutes is close enough.
All right. Got an orange guy over here. Is orange? Nope, that's loggers. Yellow and purple is what we need. Oh yeah.
Hey,
So
we got a yellow and a purple right here.
yeah, we're gonna have to fight these two deforesters regardless. If I get any closer, God, this is so stupid.
Let's see if I can survive fighting this guy solo.
Oh, God. Just
You drew another
run.
one?
Just run. I'm
Shield, fade. Oh, I just got nuked.
yeah.
Again.
I trying to get closer. One of them decided, as I was getting closer to him, he was going to run further away from me. Again, that AI not making sense. And in doing so, I pulled like two other dudes that should never have been an issue.
There should be some variance in the AI because obviously they roll a dice to determine what they're going to do. But sometimes it seems like there's way too much variance.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to positioning, I mean, obviously, I mean, in Classic, positioning matters a fair bit for melee users. So, Classic should be even more forgiving on positioning than Retail is, right? Because in Retail, positioning basically doesn't matter. In the long run, it pretty much doesn't matter. Probably little bits, but Retail is easy compared to Classic. If I move and I'm still within range of this guy to hit me, he should stay put no matter what, unless it's a special quirk of that unit type, right? Different unit types having slightly different ways of operating makes sense. It's fine.
Even a single unit having a few different things it can do randomly.
Yeah. But for every type of NPC to decide, oh, you took half a step, I'm going to take 15 feet and run over to this guy because you just moved a little bit and you should feel bad. It's rough. Coming from, Final Fantasy, where positioning is very important, pretty much across the board, and the enemies operate in a way that you can pretty reasonably know what to expect, so that you can do positioning without worrying about whether or not they're going to decide to, you know, run off to the next county and pull an entire army onto you. Is a huge step, a huge step down from that experience.
Do we want to try to find a different operator, or do we want to keep trying to assault this one building?
I don't like this building. I think we should look somewhere else. I don't like
Do you
the
want me to
idea
mark all the
of.
spawn points on my map real quick?
That might not be a bad idea.
Let's see. How do I do this again?
While you're doing this, I'm gonna step away briefly. I will be right back.
There we go. Oh, whoa. Advanced search. Did I spell that wrong? Oh, no space. That's why. NPC. Click. Show on map. Bloop. How are we having so much trouble finding any? They're everywhere.
All
Are you
right.
back yet?
Yep, I just got back.
Have yourself a peep in the backstage and get frustrated.
Huh.
Do you get what's frustrating?
Uh, are which icons am I supposed to
All
like
those
here?
swords,
Yeah,
those are the spawn points for operators. All of them. Why are there so few?
that's a good question. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was the dots or the sword that I was supposed to be interested in here. Absolutely should feels like there should be more than we've seen. I don't know if we've just been like skirting their spawns or we've just been horribly unlucky with their actual spawn rates.
Please.
Just got the blue.
Got
prints.
it.
Oh,
Group
cool.
loot?
We both got it.
Hell
Nice.
yeah, group loot. Okay, we only need yellow now.
And only 2 of them.
Say what? What the fuck?
What's up?
Look around for a yellow.
This area is an anomaly. This is an SCP or an AWE if you're a
I think we
fan
I
of
think we fell into the
control.
back rooms, honestly.
This is a thing that should not be.
Yeah, that's why I said the back rooms.
That's a term I'm unfamiliar with.
The back rooms is a place that was created by something or someone. It's unknown, but it is the place where everything that should not be is put.
Ah. God, these guys.
I have some friends who take me into the back rooms like every other day in VR.
Shoot, I think let's see. In Control, AWE is an altered world event, kind of the umbrella term for something that is supernatural in some way. They
Shouldn't
have
everything be an AWE? Because isn't Control the universe that Johnny created, aka the altered world?
What are you talking about?
Or do I have the wrong thing? Didn't Johnny from the Saints create that when he took over
No,
Hell or something? Like that?
yeah, you're talking about Saints Row.
Yeah. Didn't Control the universe he created?
I'm talking about the game Control, which is
Yeah, I thought
in
they
kind of the
created the
Alan
game
Wake
Control.
universe.
Oh.
No,
Okay,
no.
What was the game that's the sequel that he created?
Oh shoot, what was that called? It was I don't remember what it's called.
What the hell?
But yeah, I know what you're talking about now. I can't think of what it's called, but yeah,
All
it's
the
like that
fucking-
kind of Agents of Mayhem. It's that like kind of superhero-y feeling kind of a game. Control is in the Alan Wake universe. It's basically like their take on SCP stuff, which Alan Wake already kind of was that kind of a situation, like this weird, unexplainable supernatural thing. Yeah, AWEs are altered world events where something supernatural has occurred, and the Bureau of Control is stepped in to catalog it and
Yellow.
Make sure nothing goes horribly wrong because of it. And that's definitely what this place feels like, is a place that isn't operating how it should be, and if left unchecked, it will almost certainly cause world-changing destruction and other such problems.
Basically, it sounds like whatever force or entity created the back rooms created them effectively for that reason. There has to be a place where it can shunt stuff that shouldn't exist to protect the universe from getting destroyed, basically.
That
But
makes sense.
It's almost like it's a natural process of the universe. Like the immune reaction of the universe type thing. But at the
Yeah.
same time, people use the term created. So, little unknown. Okay, now we get to go turn in shit. And we can be done with these guys. But we got to get past their house.
Yeah.
Geronimo.
If okay, we're good. They
Frackin'
walked
seriously?
far enough away to.
I
not
just
be an issue.
Geronimo'd right through them and didn't draw anyone.
There we go. So this one dude is in the shack at the bottom of the mountain. The other guys are like up the hill or whatever, right?
Believe so.
These guys love throwing axes at you.
What the heck? What is this effect on me?
I put a shield on you.
Oh.
I have Blessing of Protection, which I can put on allies.
I've got
Pops.
some milk I can give you since you don't like Moonberry.
Well, I don't dislike Moonberry, but I also don't need it.
You know what really sucks? When we started this, I had 40 Moonberry.
What are you at now?
23.
Ugh, that's a lot. Ah,
We consumed
spiders
nearly
gonna
a whole
bite me.
stack of Drinky.
Yeah. Well, I think I've also gone through about half of my ice cold milk and red speckled mushrooms, which was about 7 to 10 each.
Wait, you're eating mushrooms? Why does it look like bread?
I don't know, man. It looks like bread because I'm eating the mushroom.
What's up?
I don't know why it looks like bread to you, but
Have a good one.
I've got an excuse at least.
Maybe I'm inhaling some of the secondary spores.
There you go.
Now, I wonder how the heck we get up here. Can I run up the mountain or do I gotta go around?
We probably have to go around.
Bummer.
Yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere.
Give me a flying mount.
We will never have flying mounts until my assumption, at least, season 2. Because I
Well, we
would
probably
bet,
won't be able to transfer these characters to season 2.
unless they, yeah, because like if we look at like Diablo as an example, even if you do a rebirth for a character to make them a seasonal character, it just starts them at level 1. So there's like an even bigger drawback doing that to an MMO character. Though it would be nice if you could take a season 1 character into season 2 and start at like, level 60,
Yeah.
because then you can actually get into the actual season content. But that's never been how
What would be
the
interesting would be if
seasons
they
work in their games.
bifurcated the season. Basically, there was a season 2 that was this. And then there was a season 2 that is Burning Crusade. And then at season 3, there would be a season 3 that is this, a season 3 that is Burning Crusade, and then a season 3 that is, you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, that would make a lot of sense. Keep, because not everyone is going to want to go to the Burning Crusade or to the to Wrath of the Lich King. They're going to stick with, they're going to want to stick with the expansion that they prefer, right? So it would make sense for them to
Seeing you. Can I help you? You have a great day now.
Turn in.
basically
Stone
replay
Valley Peak.
the seasons.
Oh, we got to run all the way up the mountain.
Ugh. Can we get a flight path somewhere, please?
Probably at the top of the mountain.
This place sucks. I never did anything with Stone Talon until after Cataclysm. Even in Cataclysm,
actually
it's a
did.
super quick zone.
Sakura actually did level through this shit. I think that she was over leveled first though, because I mixed up. I did like dungeon zone, dungeon zone, dungeon zone, and it was all over here on the Kalimdar. I didn't really do EK back then.
Yeah.
But once again, she was Horde, so I don't really know the Alliance side of EK still. I know the Horde side of EK.
Yep.
Realistically, shouldn't the shadow and the light theoretically be opposites of the same coin? So, like, technically, they should be aspects of a single entity instead of two separate entities.
They are each one of 6 fundamental forces of the universe. There's light, shadow, chaos, order,
I don't really like those,
which
being
are
listed
represented.
either.
Those are represented by arcane and fel, and then the other 2 are life and death. For for light, you have things like the Naru. For shadow, you have the Void Lords and all that stuff. For
Life is
fel,
the green, right?
life is, there is probably some greater type of entity that we haven't seen yet.
But the highest ranked entity that we've seen would be the green, right? Or the emerald.
Well,
rather.
it's interesting because the closest thing we have to some aspect of the whatever the plane of life is would be the Emerald Dream. But Alexstrasza, the Red Dragon leader, the Red Dragon aspect, is the Life Binder. She's the one who is dictated by the Titans to have something to do with life, and her the Red Dragon's fire is what caused part of what caused Bolvar to be in his situation in Lich King, I'm pretty sure. So it's a weird situation, but I think looking at the fundamental forces and how they're represented on Azeroth, the green dragons are the closest connection to it.
There's not a dragon of death, so I don't think that the Titans dragons are directly related to the elemental.
They're not, but it's
Like,
interesting
for instance,
that
the blacks are they're actually Earth, right?
yeah, they're because
Which
yeah,
is not a
he was
fundamental force.
but interestingly, he was the Earth Warder, and that's kind of what they do. It's interesting that the Green Dragons would have some tie-in to life if Alexstrasza is the Life Binder, and her role, her flight's role would have to do with life, you would expect, because it's in her title. But yeah, there hasn't been any off of Azeroth. There hasn't been any extra planar entity like we've seen for everything else that would be connected to life.
Isn't the
Okay.
I thought that someone told me that the Emerald Dream effectively is an entity.
The Emerald Dream is a sort of
like
a Titan
sentient
construction.
plane.
It's like it's kind of a Titan construction. But aspects of it have been seen elsewhere. Not aspects of the Emerald Dream, but stuff related to it have been seen elsewhere, related to it and to Elune, I should say. Because in Legion, in one of the raids, you go to a world called Elunaria, which one of the Titans used as like her own special place. And I think there were green dragons there, and I think there were, obviously there were Titan constructions because it was a Titan the facility basically that you were in and stuff like that. But it's a weird thing. For death, obviously, we've got the Shadowlands. We've seen many aspects of death.
I'm trying to remember something that I saw on the ending cutscene for one of the expansions. It was the one where you're fighting the demons and all that, right? Am I remembering wrong, or did he kill a like he laser beamed to death one of the light entities, right?
Yep.
Not a demon.
Yeah. It was trying to forcefully convert him into a being of light. So basically, trying to take his will from him, and his whole thing there is that he did that before. He's not going to do it again. And he also doesn't believe that he's a chosen one, which this thing kept saying to everyone. So it was trying to take his free will away from him. He ensured that wouldn't happen by blasting it with IBs. But yeah, that was Anaru. The main like aspect of the fundamental force of light that we've seen. We've seen stuff from the Void, which is the old gods, as well as Void Walkers and things like that. We've seen demons, which are Fel, which is related to chaos. We've seen Titans, which are order, or which are arcane, which is order. And in the Shadowlands,
to buy some arrows and Hearthstone to Aberdeen.
Well, first of all, why would we buy arrows? And second of all,
I think. Oh right. So apparently hunters are one of the fastest classes to level. So that's probably the guide presumes you are doing hunter.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh shit. Were we keeping spider ichor or crisp spider meat?
I think we ended up just selling that stuff because, like, I don't have any recipes for it right now. By the time I get more recipes, it's probably not going to be using this stuff. And the spider ichor, I don't even know what that's used for. I don't think there was anything specific that we needed it for.
What brings you here?
Do you want a haunch of meat or should I just sell it?
Is it just called haunch of meat?
Yeah, haunch of meat. Requires level 5.
Oh, is it like a food item?
Yeah, 243 over 21.
I've got several things already, so I'm good.
Okay, selling the milk, disenchanting that cape.
But yeah, light is the only fundamental force that, to my knowledge, we haven't seen any extraplanar beings tied to it.
You said life, not light there, right?
Yep.
Because it sounded like you said light.
That could I could have misspoken as well. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh, I accidentally muted myself, and in streamer mode on Discord, I don't hear the sound. Yeah, I might have misspoken. But life is what I meant.
Yeah.
Greetings.
So,
so Aberdeen?
all the way back in Darkshore. What?
I'm not sure why it wants to go there. Oh, turn in beach sea turtle, which
Till next we meet.
it claims that I skipped as well, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do I have beach sea turtle? I was almost tempted just to accept it because, like, oh shit. Let's see. Turn in. Escape through stealth. Okay, so we do have a quest at Aberdeen to turn in.
Oh yeah, the guy who was in the cave. Well, to Aberdeen, I guess. Do you think it would be worth, after we do that turn in, maybe go over to Darnassus, take a boat to Stormwind, and hit trainers?
Why go to Darnassus? Why not take the boat from Aberdeen?
Or shoot, was the boat to Aberdeen?
The
I think
boat in Aberdeen takes you to not Stormwind, but to the place north of Stormwind, right?
Yeah, okay, so I think after Cataclysm, they moved the boat that takes you over here. They did a boat from Stormwind Harbor to Darnassus. That's probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't have beach sea turtle in my quest, but I remember picking it up and being frustrated that it wouldn't let me. That the guide wasn't registering that I picked it up.
Huh.
Did we throw it away at some point?
We might have. I don't remember.
And then absent-minded prospector, we ended up failing. It wants us to turn that one in too. But I don't really feel like doing an escort quest. How about you?
Not a fan of escort quests in really in any situation, but in classic Warcraft they seem especially rough.
Alright, so we'll just skip that. And I think it's saying that we're done with this guide then. We'll turn in this one and I'll verify that there's no more left, but then we'll probably be on to the next guide. Did you want? Oh yeah, we were gonna head to Stormwind real quick, right?
Yeah, I think it'd be a good idea because there's no paladin trainers over here.
Yeah.
And even if there was a priest quest, they would probably send you back to Stormwind anyway since you're a human.
If this were season 2, there would be a paladin trainer not too far from here, right?
Yeah,
We
just,
just have to go to the blue people place.
pop on over to the Exodar. Man, those guys have a new ship now.
Peace be with you.
They got one in,
Do these guys have a new
Legion.
tree?
Nope. But they've laid the groundwork for them to probably get a new home in the coming expansions. Don't know if it'll be the next one, but you know, if they're growing a whole new tree, it might take a minute.
Here's something that I'll say, okay? The Alliance, I feel a little bad because they've lost their home way more than the Horde have. I think that 2 races have lost their home, and both them were before the story even. Or no, oh shit, that's right. The undead lost their home too. So 3, but that's still not as many as the Alliance. I feel like.
Well, you could argue that goblins lost their their place in the
I
same
was
way
counting
that
the
Gilneans
goblins.
did.
I was counting the goblins. Goblins,
What-
trolls, and who was the other one I just said? Oh, undead.
Yeah.
Did I do
Well,
the right one?
goblins and worgen kind of go together in that way.
I have no
Undead,
idea if I went the right thing.
I think this is the right one. Undead and humans, no, undead and night elves kind of go together because they both lost theirs at the same time. And
they?
then,
Undead
yeah,
lost theirs as part of a raid, didn't they?
no, undead and night elves both happened in a pre-patch to Battle for Azeroth.
That's one thing I hope. I really hope that season somehow allows us to re-experience those pre-patches.
Yeah, especially like the Battle for Azeroth one, where huge world-changing events happen in them that are constantly referred to in the expansion that you can never see anything about ever.
Well, you could YouTube it.
You could YouTube it, but you miss out. Like, you don't get the experience of actually going through the quests. Chances are, like, the best experience you would get is watching the cutscenes, if there are any. And there you're getting part of the the experience, because like I didn't even know what people were talking about with certain events that happen in it,
Here's
that
something
you
that
see in the
really ticks
quests.
me off. Here's something that really ticks me off, and I'm actually straight up pissed off at Blizzard about. Okay, when they first announced scenarios, they had said, literally word for word, they said that this is going to allow us to bring back all of that leading up to a new expansion content that you can't experience anymore. We can make those into scenarios, and you'll be able to go back and re-experience that. They never delivered on that promise, but they made
Yeah.
that promise.
It's crazy too because they had a huge setup
Just
for
load.
scenarios.
Ah, crap. Did we take the wrong boat? I thought that loading screen was way too fast.
Did we just take a boat to Darnassus? Why does that even exist?
Because it's how you get to Darnassus.
Oh. Well, shoot.
Do you want to wait on the boat, or do you want to fly back and then catch the other boat?
It's probably just going to be faster to fly. It really doesn't feel like it should be, but it probably will be just because of the waiting times.
Yeah, I felt like that loading screen was way the fuck too fast. It's just like, pop up. Was it like that for you or nah?
Yeah, it was like, didn't even see the loading screen. It just like flickered the screen basically.
Oh, I saw a loading screen, but it was like for one frame.
It absolutely could have been something like that. Like, if I wasn't looking at the game actively at the moment, I wouldn't have even noticed.
See, here's one thing that definitely I think that Modern WoW does better. There is no fucking reason that there can't be a human embassy that we can go to which has a paladin trainer.
Yeah. I mean,
because the whole point of this group was supposed to be that they're an alliance. There should be embassies. The Horde have an embassy. You walk through. Okay, I guess that it wasn't until Burning Crusade, but you walk through and you got those all the Horde people walking together, talking about their alliance and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And in Burning Crusade, the Blood Elves put a paladin trainer in Orgrimmar as well. Like, they had the thought with Burning Crusade to be like, hey, everyone's gonna be here most likely, so let's make it a little bit more convenient
until they get to the hub world.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing that I definitely miss. I would so love if we could have our hearth in a hub zone. Wait, we tried to turn in the quest anyway. We took the boat before even turning in the quest.
This is shaping up. This is shaping up to be a really good end of the stream, I think.
This is a typical scuff up. And is it already 9?
Yeah, we're like 10 minutes
yeah.
out. Yeah, I think turning in this quest, getting to Stormwind, maybe hitting up the trainers. I think that's going to be a good stopping point, because at this rate, how are we going to be able to get anything done?
Yeah. Every episode has to have this kind of scuff in it, though.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is the salt-based salt sprinkle on the episode. Is it not?
That's a good way to put it, yeah. I don't know where this turn is, so I'm going to be following your lead.
I know either. Oh, man.
Well, if it's in town, there's only so many places.
He's up this way. Like, literally straight ahead of me. By 1.5 meters.
I'm guessing he's in that building, probably across this bridge here. Yep, I can see him.
See, I don't know if it's a problem with the guide that I've loaded, or if the API is crappier, or if it's just that the people behind Guideline are crappier. But, like, I swear that when I did guides back in the day, they had waypoints that to where it would tell you to follow this road instead of like just, oh, by the way, walk in this general direction and hopefully he get there.
That quest reward is something that I would expect. Like, the name is something I would expect from a much later zone. Scarab Trousers.
Theron Village.
That's over in Darnassus. That's where we just came from.
Well, we were gonna go. We'll do that in the morning, or not morning, next week.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a quest reward called Scarab Trousers, which is a name that I wouldn't expect to see until we're, level 55 plus in Silithus or something.
Yeah.
Everything is scarabs over there.
Oh no! Oh no! I see the boat.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna make it because it was there before I got to the docks. And there is a chance I can make it, but I also just want to talk to this guy and just make sure. From the southern, okay.
Good luck, friend.
So it is gonna be this boat that's here right now.
Are you gonna
That-
like wait right next to the boat, and if I make it, then you're gonna jump on. If not, then you jump off.
Yeah. Oh nope. That's
No. Deep run trammed. I assume that's a reference to get.
yeah.
Oh man.
No, I can't wait to wait 5 years for the next boat to come by.
Fly to Astronar. Okay, yeah, it looks like Astronar is the next thing on our list.
So back into Ashenvale.
Yeah.
At least we have some sense of where stuff is in that zone a little bit now.
Kill Doll Bloodclaw, kill wildlife to create a kite path, then pull him from the east side of the village and run towards town. Is it like a super elite and we're killing it way ahead of time?
Is that for culling the threat?
Yeah, looks like it must be.
Yeah, because that's a red quest right now, so...
Ah. So it has us trying to take on a red because we're gonna abuse guard mechanics, right?
I guess so, yeah.
You wanna actually try doing it that way?
I mean, couldn't hurt to give it a shot when we get there.
Should we do the sign off and just do the Stormwind stuff off stream?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we're just sitting here not really doing anything, so that's probably not a bad idea. Just, we want to call the stream here. Let me check something real quick. I want to see. Let's take a look at my thing here. Yeah, so for anyone who's interested in the stuff I've got going on, tomorrow I'm going to be midday, going to be going into Satisfactory with 0G. Thursday at in the evening, usual time, doing some Hunt Showdown with Dragon Durant, the Yasuhiro 0088. And then this Friday, as kind of a bonus stream, doing a fourth stream for this week, gonna go back into Devil May Cry 5 because I've been wanting to play more of that game. So that's what I've got going on this week. And you can absolutely check out my schedule on Twitter at asbiel_GM there. And if you want to check out any of the people I stream with, you can drop into the notes on my Twitch page, where I will have links to all those guys there as well. Anything special you've got going on?
No, I'm still trying to figure out how to get my system set up to where we can do the Metroidathon. I'm either going to give up and then we're going to have to do it on using the VR with emulator, or else I'm going to figure out how to get a TV set up on my desk without obstructing my monitors. But until I figure that out, we can't really do any of the retro stuff yet.
Hmm. All right. Well, with all that out of the way, I suppose everyone who's been in the chats, mine or Meido's, appreciate having you guys around. And anyone who's checking out the VODs, appreciate you guys as well. But, you know, why aren't you on the live streams? Come on. Other than that, have a good one.
Catch.